Hey y'all baddies, we're back with another video. This is part 1 of the blonde bombshell look. This is the coloring and tinting of the hair in the closure process. So if you are interested, please keep on watching. Now without further ado, let's just jump right into this video. So I will be using 3 bundles of 22 inches with a matching 20-inch closure Brazilian straight 6/13 from WestKiss.com. So I'm going to be taking a bowl of warm water, also with my red liquid dye in the color 10, and sea salt for the first step of coloring, well, tinting the closure. So I'm going to start out by putting 2 tablespoons of red dye inside of the water, and the water is warm. It's not beaming hot and it's not cold. It's like warm temperature. And then I also am going to add some sea salt to eliminate the redness of the dye, because brown does have a reddish tint. I didn't measure, as you guys can see. I'm just twisting and grinding the salt in there and just letting it fall, so you could just add as much as you think by eyeing it. And I did do a paper towel test. It did come out a little light, so I added another tablespoon, a total of 3 of the red dye in the color 10, and did another test, and it did look out to be the color that I wanted. So I'm going to take the closure and just do a section at a time, because this was my first time doing this, and I just want to make as little mistake as possible and not overdo it. Even if I did mess up, it's easy mistakes that I can, fix. So I'm just doing a section at a time, just taking my time and dipping it inside of the coloring of the dye. Just really take your time. I did fast forward this, so it might look like I'm being super rough, but I'm not going fast at all. I'm just doing little by little, because I just wanted the color to hit the lace. So after I did that, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and I did rinse it off with cold water, and this is what it looks like after rinsing it off with cold water. And it did come out nice, I guess. Like, it tinted, as you could see, but it was still giving me like a white scalp, and I didn't want a white scalp look. So throughout this video, you will see that I did end up re-tinting the closure. So now I have the closure pinned onto the dome cap, and I'm just taking the comb and sectioning it. As you can see, it really was super like blondish here. The scalp was nice, but it just wasn't nice for my skin complexion, So onto the roots. I did want brown roots, of course, and I'll be using the Clairol semi-permanent dye in the color light ash brown, and I just poured it inside of a bowl because it's easy to distribute, and obviously I use my spoolie. I do have another video of coloring the roots, is my pink hair, that I will put down below if you guys would also like to check that out. But I'm just taking my time. Obviously this is sped up, so it's like I'm going really fast, but just taking my time, making sure that I do not get it on the lace, because we don't want no color on the lace at all. And just doing the roots, if you want longer roots, you definitely can do that, but I just wanted a little ½ an inch of roots to be dark brown. So I'm just gonna do that process, and then also once I finish doing everything, go back to the front of the hairline and making sure I get the hair brown as much as possible, and I didn't miss any sections, because I do like making the illusion of my closures like frontal, so you want to make sure the front looks good. So after I did wash it out, this is what it turned out to look like, and literally it was light ash brown, and it was like more of a gray color. It looked nice, but it wasn't the gold I was going for. So now I'm going to go ahead and redo this step. I poured a little bit of the Adore Honey Brown onto the plate, and I did decide to go back and add a little bit of the Clairol semi-permanent dye light ash brown and mix it up. And this is what it looked like before doing that step, and here's what it looked like after. The coloring of the root step is super repetitive, so I didn't decide to add that clip into the video, but this is the exact brown that I wanted, and I am so pleased that it came out great. It's freaking lit now, okay? After I got the closure to the color of my liking, I did go ahead and make the wig. I do have how to make a closure wig. I will link that video down below. Super easy. So now I'm going to be using the honey brown again, also with the light ash brown again. And right now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the honey brown and then 1 tablespoon of the light ash and then another tablespoon of the honey brown again, and just mix it inside of the mixture. And again, I am using warm temperature water inside of this bowl. And I'm going to do my paper towel test to make sure it's exactly what I want. And as you guys can see, I was not playing no games. I make sure that I put a plastic bag over my wig because I did not want no color touching my blonde honey, because it was not time for that process yet. So protect your weave, honey, and make sure you put a plastic bag over it, because yeah, if any color gets on that weave, it will get tinted really quick, and this is not the step for that, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my time. Of course, like I said before, it looks like I'm going really fast, but I'm not. And I did add some more honey brown to make the lace a little darker, and then just making sure I get the lace coated all nice and everything like that. So just watch me do that. Well, now that I'm done, I'm just gonna squeeze out the excess liquid, and this is what the lace is looking like, wet and not rinsed out yet. And as you can see, it's already looking good already. And then I did rinse it out with cold water again, and the camera wasn't really focusing, but the lace is the exact color that I wanted, and now it's really looking like scalp. And I'm so pleased of how my, you know, dark roots is looking, because it's custom made by me, of course, custom color. It's everything is better when you do it by yourself, because you can get it how you want it. Just take your time, and trust me, girl, you'll be okay. So now I'm gonna be taking a sufficient size bowl that you can find in your house, something big enough to soak your wig in. I'm just going to take some honey brown and apply it to the water. The more honey brown you add to the water, the darker the tint will be. Of course, I started by a little bit because I didn't know how it was going to come out, so I did a little bit at a time, and I dipped the hair in, and then I swirled it around, you know, swirl, mix, and I did a test strand. As you can see, I did the tips first, and then I did the whole hair, and I soaked it. Definitely make sure that you open up the wig, because you will not get the inside. Like, for some reason, yes, it's underwater, but for some reason the middle of the wig will not get. So you just want to keep on dipping the hair in and out of the water, in and out of the water. I am going to keep on adding some more honey brown to the water to get more of a darker tint. I did it as much times because, well, I did it a couple times because I wanted to get it a certain shade, and the shade that I did get it to, I absolutely love. So do it as much times as you would like. But if you want more of a lighter blonde color, you don't have to tint it as much as I'm tinting mine, but to each his own. You can do it as much times as you want, and you definitely want to also let it soak so the water can definitely get into all of the hair. And after I let it sit for 10 minutes, I did do this process again and let it sit for another like 10 minutes, and then I got the color that I wanted. If you do want to see part 2 of how I installed this hair, please make sure you click the link down below. But this sums up this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, don't forget to put it down below, and I will check you guys out in the next one.